Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. We are getting into the Halloween spirit today. How you guys doing?
Yep.
Old candy corn eating Skip, baby.
Yep. Here comes Halloween. Yet, every day on this show is a horror movie for you. Am I right?
Are you sure?
Every day.
So
every day. All year round. Every day is Halloween.
What holiday is it for your Cowboys? Easter, because all you do is lay eggs.
We're waiting till next year.
No, now you wait till next year.
Yep.
This year just got started.
Easter, because all you do is lay eggs. You've had that one prepared, Shannon. That was impressive.
Yes.
How about the Clippers, though? They may be looking to make some moves.
Why would the Clippers need a point guard? The Clippers got a point guard. Yes, they don't. Whoa. Time out. I heard Doc Rivers telling everybody, I give him the same leeway that I gave Rajon Rondo. I turned the offense over to him. I wonder if Golden State is on the market.
Wait, he was talking about Kawhi.
No. I wonder if
You're talking about Patrick Beverly.
Okay. Pat Bam.
Yeah.
He said it was their time. It looked like his time at point guard is up in L.A. Skip, look. Obviously, it would be a blow. Now, let's put this thing in perspective because I like to do context. That's not AD. That's not LeBron. But he gave us valuable playoff minutes. He was our third best player. He was our third most consistent player. We kind of knew what you're going to get from Rajon Rondo. He gave LeBron an opportunity to get off the ball, not have to initiate the offense for the entirety of the game. So, with that being said, I believe Rob Pelinka is going to try to re-sign him. Now, if that does not happen, I got faith in him that he'll make this thing work. Now, look, Rondo was supposed to make, what, $2.7 million? He's going to opt out because, like I said, I believe he's played himself into a better contract. I also believe KCP has played himself into a better contract. The question is, Skip, what's the numbers going to be and for what's the length of time? Because I believe if it's going to be somewhere 2 years, maybe $15, $16 million, I believe the Lakers will match that.
Yep.
You start getting 2 years, $10 million per year, 2 years, $25 million. We wish you the best of luck, Rondo. You ain't got to move very far. Different parts of L.A. You got to be close to Playa Vista as opposed to being close to El Segundo. So we get that, Skip. Rondo's proved his value. The guy's a 4-time assist leader. He played big. You look at the last game, stealing the ball, assisting the ball. So, yeah, Skip, it would be a loss. It would be a loss to us. But it's not Bron, it's not AD, and Rob Pelinka will be able to figure this thing out if they were to lose Rondo. I think the biggest question is, Skip, it's not going to be money. It's going to be playing time because it might be an opportunity for him to go from a role player coming off the bench
to being a
starter.
Bingo. Thank you. You finally got there. You know, Mr. Sharp, there are some things in the world of sports that the moment you hear them, you do say, bingo. That's it. That's the magic move. Rondo to the Clippers would be the difference next basketball season. That would make the Clippers the champion and the Lakers some runner-up. Western Conference runner-up. Yes, it would.
Okay.
This is the move that would make so much sense for Rajon Rondo because it would be a legacy move. I'm not going to go all the way Deion Sanders here, but you remember very well what Deion did for the San Francisco 49ers.
In 94.
When he helped Steve Young get, as everybody was writing at that point, the proverbial monkey off his back as he broke through and finally won his one and only Super Bowl.
Right.
And then he said, Jerry wants me? Jerry's going to pay me all that money? I think I'll become a Dallas Cowboy. Yeah. And he went and helped, of all college coaches, Barry Switzer win his one and only Super Bowl. And it was a legacy move because the world sat back and said, Deion did that, and then he did that.
Swung the pendulum of power.
Okay. I'm not saying Rondo is quite Deion, but he's up in there somewhere because I'm just not sure your guys would have won this championship without Rajon Rondo. He was your third most valuable player, but in fourth quarters, he was often the most valuable player because he led your team in the playoffs in fourth quarter assists. he constantly set up your offense, and as he is so gifted at doing, he got the ball to the right place at the right time to the right player. Right. It might be LeBron, it might be AD, it might be Kuzma, who did lead your team in fourth quarter three-point shots made. But guess who was second in threes made in the fourth quarter through the playoffs? Rondo. Yeah. As they call him, playoff Rondo. I swear to you, obviously I was rooting against your team. Every time the ball left his hands, I said, that's good. Yeah. Because his body language told me, that's good. Yep. Did he not shoot it with authority and conviction?
What was that game 3 and game 6? He was unbelievable.
Lord have mercy. As soon as it left his hand, I said, that's nothing but bottom of net. And
game 4, my bad.
Yeah. And you don't think of him as a knockdown shooter. No. But he made 40% of his threes that felt like 75% of his threes through the playoff run.
Skip, remember the Nuggets, though, series, where he was spectacular shooting the ball from outside.
Just spectacular. So my point is that when you have a guy like that, he suddenly, at age 34, has an opportunity to go to your arch rival that shares your building, that lives in the basement of Staples Center, and he's just against the grain enough to have no real loyalty to the Lakers. Not that he hates the Lakers, but he's his own man.
He like Bron. Because remember what he said, Skip? He said he was always thinking, he was sitting back there thinking, say, you know, if I ever team with a guy like Bron. Now, he didn't say if I team with a guy like Kawhi. He never said if I team with a guy like Paul George.
Maybe he'll say that now.
Whoa. He said if I could team with a guy like Bron. You know, I'm talking about from the mental aspect of it.
Yeah. Remember Rondo's quote after game 2 against the Nuggets, which ended with AD making a 3 and yelling, Kobe!
Yeah.
Rondo said after the game, play was called for LeBron. I locked eyes with LeBron, and he did not move. That was the quote. He did not move. Yeah. LeBron was locked up. He was froze.
Yeah, whatever.
He was 1 for 6 from the floor in the fourth quarter, and Rondo said, I got to get it to AD.
The biggest thing is that what it would do, it would strengthen you, but it would also weaken us. So you would kill two birds with one stone.
So, and then Rondo would rise into the company of at that point, it would be 6 players who've won a championship for 3 different teams. Obviously, Boston, and then Lakers, and then Clippers.
Hold up. So you already giving, if Rondo leave for the Clippers, you already giving them the championship.
Who was favored going into these playoffs? The Clippers were. What would be the missing piece to the puzzle? A true point guard. I love Patrick Beverley, but he is not a true point guard. Guess how many assists Pat Bev averaged through the playoffs?
What?
How about 2?
That's it?
2 assists.
And he doing all that talking? He talking, I thought he was Magic Johnson on the Rock.
I'm not even sure he's a better trash talker than Rondo is. He's a more out front trash talker. He's a more in-your-face trash talker.
A more front-running trash talker.
You can argue that. He's more of a spotlight trash talker because he's just flat out louder than Rondo is. Rondo is this way. He's out the side of his mouth. Rondo is Larry Bird-esque in his trash talking. Bird lean over and say, you ain't.
Rondo is the guy, the team that the free throw line shooting, he go try to dap the guy that shot the free throw.
Yeah. Okay, that's Rondo. He has true edge to him. Yeah. He is an edgy player against all grain who's going to do it his way or your highway. You go on the highway. He's not going to take anything from anybody. And a guy who made a grand total last year of $2.4 million for your Lakers. You want to talk about, is that the most valuable 2.4 the Lakers ever spent? That guy still has a chance to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame, to me. He just does because of his impact on games. Remember, while Pat Bev has made 3 all-defensive teams, guess who's made 4? Rondo. Guess who has led this league in steals? Rondo. Guess who twice has led this league in assists? Rondo. Pat Bev can't carry Rondo's jock when it comes to running a team.
No.
I'm sorry, he has no idea. What did the Clippers too often degenerate into, especially in games 4, 5, and 6 against the,
it would be
5, 6, and 7. Yeah, Kawhi or bust. Where a lot of times dribbled it up, he just lobbed it over to the right wing.
And go stand in the corner.
Yeah, and he'd go stand in the corner. And he'd say, you do it. And too often Kawhi would catch the ball way over on the right wing near the Clippers bench, Two would come to him. He'd say, okay, dribble, dribble, dribble. Maybe I can split the double team.
Right.
Maybe I can just rise up here and shoot a three. That's not going to work often enough.
No.
You're going to make